Good evening. Good evening. Oh, it's been a minute since I've gone live on here. I've been really, really busy the first month of the year. And that's kind of what I was thinking about while I was sitting here deciding if I was going to come talk to y'all for a little bit. I said, here we are in February now. Excuse me. We're in February now, and there are so many people. Most of the world always talks about what you're going to do when the next year starts. And then when the next year starts, you only do it for a little bit. And then you go right back to doing what you were doing before. So I wonder how many of y'all have really, really started off focused on what this year was going to be for you, right? They always say, like, the way you start something is the way you finish it. And so I was talking to my team. Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday, last night in our meeting. And at first I asked them, how did January do you? And then I changed it. And I said, no, how did you do January? Because you can only make January or whatever month, you can only make it as good as you want it. You can only allow it to be as bad as you want it, right? So I just said, how did you do your January? And one of my partners was very, very honest, and she said, and she wasn't happy with how she started off the year, and said as far as her business is concerned, she feels stuck, right? And I told her, I said, I'm going to be coach, okay? The athletic coach, not the sweet, soft mentor coach, but the coach that you would have like if you were in sports, right? Where they not real nice. They ain't real like soft. They like straight forward. And I said, there's no reason we should be stuck in anything in the first month of the year. And she understood what I was saying and she took it. I said, you got to rephrase that. I said, forget it. She said, I'm trying. I said, no, we don't try. We make it happen, y'all. And it made me think about a book that we were just reading called Relentless. And sometimes I don't think, hey, y'all, sometimes I don't think that enough people truly, truly understand what it means to be relentless. Like, you don't stop for anything. You know what I mean? And believe it or not, I'm that person, y'all. Like, I'll take a break. I might have to slow down for a minute, but I ain't ever gonna give up. I just can't. I mean, and maybe it's the athlete in me. Anybody on here ever been an athlete? And you know how you had that coach that was always screaming from the sidelines, like, it made you feel worse if you thought you were gonna quit, or even look like you were gonna quit. Not that person. So I was just talking to them too about how one thing we always say in business is people don't get behind parked cars. So think about it. Even when you're driving, if somebody's going too slow, what are you going to do? Go around them. That's really how you should be in business too. You should be quick to say, if this person ain't moving, I got to move around. If this way ain't working for me, I got to pivot and go find something else. So, I tell my team, because we are in the travel business, you don't have to just build a team. There's a lot of money in building a team, but there's also a lot of money in, hey, Rassy, there's also a lot of money in booking. Booking. I said, I have about 15 or 16 trips on the books. Most of them are cruises for this year. It doesn't mean I have to go on all of them, but it means that I'm booking, I'm making money, earning commission doing that, right? And so I just think that people can get unstuck if they figure out all the different ways that you can make money. Hey, Roger, all the different ways that you can make money, not just the one, not just to, that's just like, what you need to get on, Rassy. The booking, the travel industry, you absolutely do. If that's what you're asking, you absolutely do. Anybody who hears this, whether you're on here live with me or you hear the replay, if you know how to book your own travel, whether it's whether it's a flight, whether it's a hotel, whether it's a resort, a cruise, a rental car, travel insurance, travel excursions, activities, any of that sporting events, if you book it yourself anyway, you can actually earn commission just getting on the inside of the business and being your own travel advisor. And so I tell people all the time, yes, I have a couple hundred people on my team, but in the event that they don't want to move or you aren't moving fast enough, you can always pivot and go book trips and still earn commission. So there's a thing about, just being relentless and, understanding that what you have is extremely valuable, even if people don't recognize it. It's like car insurance, right? You don't want to have to use car insurance every day. But in the event that something happens, isn't it good to know that you have it? So I think sometimes people think that when you get in the travel industry that you have to travel. You don't have to travel. Some people watch me and how much I travel, but you don't have to go as much as I do. I go because I go get market share in other cities, but that's totally optional for some. It's not optional for me because after living a full young adult life as an educator, all of my young adult life, literally started teaching at 23, became an assistant principal at 28, principal at 29, and then like had to take that principal hat off at 44. At 48 now, I'm not interested in reliving that journey, right? But it's like onward and upward. Jill Scott said something the other day, and I actually reposted it, and it's so good. She said, you work hard in your 20s, you work smart in your 30s, you work how you want to in your 40s, you work when you want to in your 50s, and you work if you want to in your 60s. And when I heard that, I fell in love with it immediately. And then I reposted because I said, that is so true. And if you really think, I'm in March when he's on 26. I'm in March when he's on. I'm not sure I know what you mean, Joseph Hill. But nonetheless, that made me say, I'm right where I need to be right now. And I think sometimes people forget that, that no matter how slow your business may be going or if it's taking a minute to hit the goals you want to hit, you got to ask yourself, like, am I where I'm supposed to be right now? And if not, then what are you going to do to get there? That's really the biggest question. Like, what are you going to do to get there? I'm in my 20. Oh, okay. Okay, now I get it. I'm in my 20s. Okay. So then you should be working hard right now. That's not odd. That's not odd. And I did work hard in my 20s. I had multiple jobs, going to school, all of that. But in my 30s, I was in my career. So I was working smart. In my 40s, where I am now, I work how I want to. So I work remote. Oh, yeah, Joseph? I love BW3. In my 40s, so I work how I want to. So I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a consultant. I have a few businesses that I operate. But most importantly, I work mostly remote. And that's important for me right now, especially given the fact that, I'm caring for my father. So anyway, y'all, I'm up tonight. It's getting clothes folded, towels folded, and just thinking about what tomorrow's plans are. Nope, I'm not, Joseph. I'm not. very married. So yeah, just be encouraged, you all. If you are in business, don't quit. Don't quit. Everybody quits. I don't want to do what everybody else does. Okay? Never. Never, ever, ever. We got company. Well, my husband does. Musicians. So in case you hear that in the background, that's what it is. All right, y'all. Well, that's all I got for you tonight. I'll check in with y'all tomorrow.